Mars is set to enter Cancer on October 20th, 2024, marking the start of a challenging and formative period due to its debilitation in this sign. This transit is extended to nearly 5 months, split into 2 phases due to retrograde motion. The prolonged presence of Mars in Cancer, broken by a retrograde in Gemini from January 21st to April 3rd, 2025, amplifies its usual intensity, and this transit is expected to bring both individual and global challenges. It is essential to note that these interpretations are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical zodiac. Mars, the planet of action, energy, and drive, is at its weakest in Cancer, a sign ruled by the moon and deeply associated with emotions, nurturing, and care. The natural fire and assertiveness of Mars feels stifled here, often leading to misplaced aggression, emotional upheavals, and frustration. While Cancer is a sign known for its sensitivity and focus on emotional bonds, Mars' transit through this watery domain may result in people acting impulsively based on their feelings, which can lead to conflicts and tension in relationships. In a debilitated state, Mars struggles to assert itself constructively. Instead of channeling energy towards disciplined efforts or well-planned actions, people may find themselves reacting emotionally, driven by anger or frustration without clear logic or reasoning. This can manifest as heated disputes, irrational decisions, or even violent outbursts, particularly in personal relationships and family matters. Mars in Cancer signifies emotional warfare. People may find themselves acting out of emotions rather than logic, leading to impulsive and rash decisions. In contrast to Mars in Capricorn, where individuals might carefully plan and execute actions with a sense of discipline, Mars in Cancer represents an emotional battlefield. Small provocations could lead to intense reactions, misunderstandings, and conflicts. Arguments may escalate into physical confrontations or emotional outbursts, especially in personal and domestic matters. This is a time where individuals need to be mindful of their responses and avoid taking actions that they may later regret. The debilitated state of Mars also signifies a lack of direction and confidence. People may feel uncertain about their actions, overwhelmed by emotions, and unable to find practical solutions to their problems. This emotional confusion can manifest in areas like career, family dynamics, and personal relationships. Instead of making strategic decisions, individuals might find themselves reacting impulsively, particularly when their emotional insecurities are triggered. One of the key themes of this transit is its impact on relationships, especially within the family unit. Cancer governs the 4th house of the natural zodiac, which represents home, family, mother, and emotional security. During this transit, relationships with family members, particularly with mothers or maternal figures, can become strained. Emotional conflicts may arise, and individuals may feel misunderstood or unsupported. Mars' debilitated state can lead to dominance struggles, control issues, and a heightened need for emotional validation, causing rifts in close relationships. The presence of Mars in Cancer creates a volatile energy that may trigger unrest, instability, and emotional volatility in both the personal and public spheres. This is further exacerbated by the presence of other malefic planetary aspects during this transit. Saturn's retrograde motion in Aquarius, Rahu's placement in Pisces and Ketu in Virgo, Jupiter's retrograde in Taurus all contribute to the sense of frustration, obstacles, and delays. The collective energy is one of emotional disarray, where actions are misdirected, and individuals or nations may feel powerless in their ability to effect change. The aspects of Saturn and Rahu on the Scorpio sign, ruled by Mars, further complicates matters, bringing chaos to the areas of life ruled by Scorpio, Leo, and Cancer. One of the most critical influences during this period is the formation of Papa-Karthari Yoga. This occurs when a sign is trapped between 2 malefic planets, in this case, Leo being hemmed in between Mars in Cancer and Ketu in Virgo. Simultaneously, Saturn's 7th aspect on Leo from Aquarius intensifies the effects. This yoga creates a challenging environment where the matters governed by Leo in one's natal chart are restricted and face obstacles. This will be especially significant for those with Leo rising or for those whose charts have important planetary placements in Leo. As a result, individuals may experience delays, frustrations, and restrictions in areas of life related to the house where Leo falls in their chart. For example, if Leo governs one's 10th house of career, there may be stagnation in career growth, leadership challenges, or workplace conflicts. Health issues for individuals represented by the Leo house could surface, and extra care may be needed to maintain their well-being during this period. Despite the challenges, this transit also offers opportunities for growth, particularly in the area of emotional and spiritual development. Mars in Cancer highlights the need to channel energy into healing, nurturing, and caregiving. Individuals can use this transit as a time to focus on self-care, emotional healing, and supporting others through acts of kindness and compassion. Engaging in activities related to healthcare, teaching, or nourishing others, whether through the food, housing, or fashion industries, can provide a productive outlet for the emotional energy stirred up during this transit. It's crucial to perceive Mars as the planet of action. Wherever it transits in the chart or during transit, it ignites activity in matters associated with that specific house. If Mars is well positioned in the chart and during transit, it also takes on the role of a defender or protector, safeguarding the affairs related to the house it influences. To accurately assess the impact of these transits, it is crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign offers insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you will emotionally respond to these changes. Take into account the position of your current Maha-dasha lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. This transit may manifest differently for each individual, and how they navigate this transit will depend on their personal charts. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining Mars's Ashtakavarga score in Cancer. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit are contingent on Mars's interaction with the planets in individual birth charts. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Mars Dasha may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, Mars transiting through Cancer presents a potent mixture of energy, emotions, and challenges, especially because Mars rules the first house of self and identity, as well as the 8th house of obstacles, transformation, sudden events while moving through the 4th house of home, mother, and emotional well-being. This transit will have multifaceted effects on different aspects of life, including family dynamics, career growth, and personal transformation, with significant focus on both domestic peace and professional developments. Mars transit in the 4th house of Aries is likely to bring a great deal of activity, and sometimes tension to the home environment. Since Mars is a planet of action and aggression, its presence in Cancer, a sign where Mars is in debilitation, could bring volatility to family interactions. Specifically, this transit may lead to conflicts at home, particularly in matters involving inheritance or shared property. Mars' rulership over the 8th house suggests that disputes related to inheritance or property might arise, leading to potential tension among family members, especially in-laws or younger siblings. Your relationship with your mother may go through a trying period, as this transit can signify health challenges or emotional distance from her. Mars' influence could lead to a weakening of her courage and vitality, making it important to provide her with support during this time. It's crucial to communicate delicately and avoid unnecessary arguments with family members. A nurturing, diplomatic approach will serve you best in resolving any home-related issues amicably. In addition to the emotional upheaval, there is a risk of domestic accidents, such as problems with home appliances, fire hazards, or even vehicle-related incidents. Pay extra attention to household safety, and make sure your car or home appliances are in good working order. Aries individuals should be cautious when traveling or driving, as the impulsive energy of Mars can increase the risk of accidents. Mars transiting the 4th house has a direct impact on your emotional state and mental peace. Given the intense and sometimes unsettling influence of Mars, Aries individuals may experience emotional instability, mood swings, and mental agitation during this period. The 4th house also governs your emotional foundation, so the presence of Mars here may create inner restlessness or a sense of dissatisfaction with your current circumstances. Mars' 8th house rulership emphasizes the potential for sudden emotional outbursts or deep-rooted fears resurfacing, which may affect your overall mental well-being. You might find yourself yearning for emotional peace, yet struggling to achieve it due to the aggressive nature of Mars in Cancer. It is essential to practice self-care and focus on healing emotionally during this transit. Meditation and mindfulness can help alleviate mental agitation and foster emotional stability. On the professional front, Aries individuals can expect significant growth and new opportunities. Mars transit through the 4th house, along with its aspect on the 10th house of career, suggests that you will be able to achieve new heights in your career. This is a favorable period for career advancement, and you may experience financial gains and improved professional stability. However, Mars' impulsive energy may cause you to act too hastily or aggressively at work, leading to potential conflicts with colleagues or superiors. It's important to remain grounded and communicate diplomatically to avoid unnecessary confrontations. The Mars aspect on the 10th house may also bring a certain contentment in your professional life, where you feel satisfied with your achievements and less driven to pursue new goals. While this can be a positive development, Aries individuals should be mindful of becoming too complacent, as opportunities for further career growth may still present themselves during this period. Advice from your mother or other maternal figures could be helpful in navigating your career path during this transit. Listening to their wisdom and insights could offer you valuable perspectives that positively impact your professional decisions. From a financial perspective, Mars' aspect on the 11th house of gains suggests that Aries individuals may benefit from unexpected financial opportunities or fresh sources of income. However, these gains may not be as substantial as you had hoped, so it's important to manage your expectations. Friends or social connections may play a role in helping you achieve financial success during this period, so maintain positive and cordial relationships with your network. That said, speculative investments, particularly in the stock market or risky financial ventures, should be approached with extreme caution during this time. Mars' rulership over the 8th house indicates potential sudden losses, and the debilitation of Mars in Cancer could exacerbate financial instability. Avoid impulsive decisions regarding money, especially when it comes to high-risk investments like stocks or volatile markets. Instead, focus on building long-term financial stability by avoiding extravagance and saving wherever possible. Papa Yoga, created by the influence of malefic planets surrounding the 5th house, will affect areas related to romance, children, creativity, and speculative ventures. Aries individuals may experience setbacks or delays in romantic relationships, with misunderstandings and emotional distance cropping up between partners. It is crucial to exercise patience in your love life and avoid letting impulsive behavior or heated arguments disrupt your romantic relationships. For those with children, this period may bring challenges in communication and connection, leading to strained relationships or difficulties in managing children's needs. Creative projects may also stagnate, so Aries individuals involved in artistic or entrepreneurial endeavors should practice patience and avoid pushing themselves too hard. Health concerns related to the heart or stomach should be addressed promptly to avoid complications. Overall, Mars transit through Cancer challenges Aries individuals to balance their impulsive nature with a more nurturing and sensitive approach. The combination of volatile domestic dynamics, emotional upheaval, and professional growth presents a mixed bag of opportunities and obstacles. By practicing patience, being mindful of their emotional health, and avoiding aggressive behavior, Aries individuals can make the most of this transit while minimizing its disruptive effects. Maintaining a nurturing approach in both personal and professional relationships will help you navigate this period successfully. For Taurus, Mars transit in Cancer brings significant changes, influencing multiple aspects of life such as relationships, family dynamics, communication, career, and financial health. Since Mars governs the 7th house of marriage and partnerships, as well as the 12th house of loss, expenses, and foreign connections for Taurus, its transit through the 3rd house of courage, siblings, and communication may trigger both challenges and opportunities. This Mars transit may lead to significant shifts in relationships for Taurus individuals. With Mars ruling the 7th house and transiting its debilitation sign, the family setup can be disrupted due to conflicts, as misunderstandings and power struggles may come to the fore. Communication within the household will be crucial, and maintaining harmony may require considerable adjustments from your side. The influence of the 12th house, which Mars also rules, suggests that financial issues, especially regarding expenses, could impact family life. Unforeseen expenditures may arise, making it difficult to save money. Health concerns may also become more prominent, particularly regarding your spouse or partner, as conflicts may strain your relationship. It is essential to maintain open and clear communication with your spouse and family members to avoid unnecessary conflicts. It is not an ideal time to start new relationships, as misunderstandings and emotional volatility may cloud your judgment. Mars's transit through Cancer will be impactful for Taurus individuals in their professional life. The 3rd house, which Mars transits, represents courage, determination, and effort. While this period may bring increased work pressure, your hard work and determination will be recognized, potentially leading to career growth. You are likely to impress your seniors and colleagues with your resilience and problem-solving abilities. However, you must avoid getting into conflicts with colleagues or superiors. Mars's fiery energy may make you more prone to heated arguments, which could backfire in the workplace. It is advised to maintain a professional demeanor and stay focused on your tasks. If you work in creative fields or on social media, this transit can bring new opportunities for recognition, but tread cautiously. Papa Yoga's influence over your 4th house may cause some emotional instability, which could affect your work performance. Financial concerns are a major theme during this transit. As Mars rules the 12th house, the house of losses and expenses, its influence in the 3rd house and its aspect on the 9th house of fortune indicate potential issues with financial stability. There may be unexpected expenditures, particularly related to family or travels, that could strain your budget. If you are involved in financial investments, avoid making impulsive decisions during this time, as Mars may cloud your judgment and lead to losses. Emotionally, this transit may cause instability, especially due to the effects of Papa Karthari Yoga on your 4th house, which governs home, family, and emotional well-being. Disruptions in your home environment, possibly related to property disputes or family conflicts, can affect your emotional health. Mood swings may become more frequent, and you may feel a general sense of discomfort. Your relationship with your mother could go through a difficult phase, requiring extra attention and patience. To navigate this period effectively, focus on creating a peaceful and supportive home environment. Communication plays a significant role during this transit, as the 3rd house represents communication and siblings. Mars's debilitated position in Cancer may cause misunderstandings with siblings, potentially straining your relationship. It is vital to be mindful of your words during this time. Your communication may become more aggressive or emotional, leading to conflicts that could have been avoided. Pay special attention to your tone and approach in conversations to prevent unnecessary disputes. Your siblings may face mental or physical challenges during this transit, possibly related to anxiety or depression. Offering emotional support and guidance can help them through this difficult period. On a positive note, the transit opens up opportunities for travel, particularly related to work or foreign collaborations. If you are involved in communication-based professions, you may find new opportunities to work with international clients or partners. However, be prepared for unconventional or chaotic travel experiences, as Mars's aspect on the 9th and 10th houses may bring unexpected challenges during your journeys. Health concerns are another area that could be affected during this transit. With Mars's aspect on the 6th house, which governs daily routines and health, there is a risk of laziness creeping into your daily habits. It is crucial to stay active and disciplined in maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Engaging in physical activities such as gym workouts or jogging can help revitalize your energy during this period. If you are dealing with legal issues or debts, this transit provides an opportunity to settle them in your favor. Self-expression may also be challenged during this transit, particularly in creative pursuits. Mars's influence on the 3rd house suggests that while you may have a strong desire to express yourself, emotional turbulence could interfere with your ability to communicate effectively. Be cautious in how you express your emotions, especially in written or social media communications. Miscommunication or emotional outbursts could lead to conflicts with acquaintances or colleagues, particularly in public or social media settings. Travel-related issues are another significant theme during this transit. Mars's rulership of the 12th house and its aspect on the 9th house of foreign travel indicate the potential for unexpected travel plans. However, these journeys may not go smoothly. You may encounter unexpected challenges such as miscommunication, delays, or financial issues during your travels. Be prepared for possible disruptions, and keep emergency funds or backup plans in place to handle unforeseen circumstances. Overall, Mars's transit through Cancer for Taurus individuals is a period of heightened emotions, challenges in relationships, and financial fluctuations. By focusing on clear communication, avoiding impulsive decisions, and maintaining emotional stability, you can navigate this transit successfully and even turn some of the challenges into growth opportunities. For Gemini, Mars's transit through Cancer holds significant influence, particularly in the areas of family, finance, communication, and health. With Mars ruling your 6th and 11th houses, this transit emphasizes a period where challenges, primarily related to health, debts, and personal relationships, can surface. Mars is known for bringing aggression and intensity, and when it moves into the emotional sign of Cancer, which rules your 2nd house, the repercussions can extend into areas of speech, family dynamics, and financial management. Mars in your 2nd house of family and speech can intensify emotions and create situations where harsh words might be spoken. This period could bring conflicts within your family due to aggressive communication. You might find it difficult to control your temper, and if not checked, your speech may hurt your loved ones, causing disharmony. It is essential for you to be mindful of your words, especially during emotionally charged conversations, as family relationships may become strained. This transit signals a time where family feuds or disagreements about financial matters, like shared family assets or loans, could escalate. Mars's influence can also make it difficult for you to express yourself effectively, especially regarding sensitive matters. Misunderstandings could arise, particularly with siblings or extended family members, causing more tension. As a result, it is crucial for you to practice patience and avoid impulsive speech, as a tendency towards aggressive or abrasive conversations may damage long-standing relationships. Being careful with communication is vital during this period to avoid emotional damage and maintain family unity. Financial security is another key area impacted by this Mars transit. Mars in Cancer can lead to financial instability, making it challenging for you to save money or manage your expenses effectively. Unforeseen expenditures may arise, especially related to health issues or family obligations. For example, significant expenses might go towards medical treatments or legal disputes, and this period may see debts piling up, as Mars rules your 6th house of debts and diseases. As Mars governs your 11th house of gains, there could be a strong desire to improve your financial status, yet immediate financial progress might feel slow or blocked. You may feel a sense of restlessness as you crave financial freedom and stability, but find it difficult to achieve. It's important for you to avoid impulsive spending during this period and to be cautious with your investments. Short-term financial ventures, especially those based on speculation or gambling, should be avoided as they are likely to result in losses. However, real estate investments or other long-term financial strategies may yield better results, helping stabilize your financial situation over time. On the professional front, you may experience a mix of success and challenges. If you work in competitive environments or run your own business, you might feel the heat of rivalry, as Mars's rulership of the 6th house also brings conflicts with enemies and competitors. Rivals may attempt to tarnish your reputation or block your progress. Despite these challenges, you can overcome obstacles through your intelligence and strategic thinking. Your hard work and dedication will not go unnoticed, and your efforts will be appreciated by your superiors or clients. For independent entrepreneurs, the transit of Mars in Cancer could bring particular challenges, such as delays in important projects or conflicts with business partners. It's essential to remain calm and focused during this period to mitigate the impact of these disruptions. Although financial rewards may seem delayed, persistence will eventually lead to success. Maintaining a strong work ethic and avoiding confrontations with colleagues or competitors is key to navigating this period successfully. Health is another critical area during this Mars transit. You may experience fluctuations in your physical and emotional well-being. Since Mars rules your 6th house of diseases and is placed in your 2nd house, health-related issues might arise, especially if you are not paying attention to your diet or lifestyle. Overindulgence in spicy or unhealthy foods could lead to digestive problems, so it's advised to monitor your eating habits carefully. This transit may bring mental and emotional agitation, especially as financial worries and family conflicts weigh heavily on your mind. Restlessness and anxiety could become common themes, so it's essential for you to engage in physical activities like sports, gym workouts, or yoga to release pent-up energy. Practicing mindfulness and meditation can help alleviate emotional stress and restore mental balance. Taking care of your overall well-being, especially your emotional health, is crucial to avoid burnout during this challenging period. The influence of Mars in Cancer can also bring emotional conflicts to the surface. You might struggle with feelings of insecurity, especially regarding your financial situation and family responsibilities. This is a time where emotional outbursts could occur due to stress over not being able to save money or meet financial goals. This transit demands that you find healthy ways to express your emotions rather than internalizing your frustrations, which could lead to further emotional imbalance. Interestingly, Mars's transit through Cancer can heighten your intuition, allowing you to become more aware of your emotional and psychological patterns. This increased self-awareness offers a unique opportunity for personal growth. By analyzing your weaknesses and addressing emotional blockages, you can transform yourself and emerge stronger. Taking the time to reflect on your feelings and seek emotional clarity will help you navigate this period more effectively. Mars's aspect on your 5th house of children and creativity can cause some agitation around matters involving your offspring. If you are a parent, this may be a time when you feel stressed about ensuring the well-being and success of your children, whether it's related to their education, career, or marriage. There may also be delays or obstacles for couples trying to conceive. In social circles, misunderstandings or disputes may arise, so you should be cautious when interacting with friends or acquaintances. Avoid lending money to friends during this time, as the chances of financial loss are high. Overall, Mars's transit through Cancer for you, Gemini, brings challenges in communication, family dynamics, finances, and emotional well-being. By exercising patience, practicing mindfulness, and focusing on long-term strategies, you can navigate these obstacles and emerge stronger. For Cancer individuals, Mars's transit through Cancer is a complex period filled with both challenges and opportunities. Since Mars governs the 5th house of love, creativity, children, and speculation, as well as the 10th house of career, reputation, and authority, its movement into your 1st house of identity can bring significant shifts in both personal and professional areas. This transit has the potential to alter how you perceive yourself, how others perceive you, and your relationship with authority and control. One of the most notable impacts of Mars's transit through Cancer in your 1st house is on the professional front. Since Mars rules your 10th house of career and authority, its presence in your 1st house suggests possible changes in the workplace or regarding your professional role. These changes may involve shifts in responsibilities or even a complete change in work environment. There is also the potential for conflicts with authority figures, including bosses or senior colleagues, which could affect your standing at work. While there may be opportunities for recognition and financial rewards, such as salary increases or promotions, these will not come without effort and patience. It is essential for you to avoid making hasty decisions or engaging in impulsive communication during this time, as it could lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. Careful planning and diplomacy are key to navigating these challenges effectively. Mars's debilitated state in Cancer may cause you to feel emotionally overwhelmed by professional demands, further increasing stress. The first house represents your sense of self and how you present yourself to the world. With Mars transiting here, you may feel more assertive, even aggressive, in your demeanor. This can be both positive and negative. On one hand, this increased assertiveness may help you pursue your goals with more determination. However, it may also lead to unnecessary conflicts, especially if you become overly focused on controlling situations or asserting dominance in relationships and professional settings. Mars's influence may create inner conflicts, leading to emotional volatility. Mood swings are likely, and there may be an overall feeling of agitation or anxiety, especially when facing unfamiliar or challenging situations. Since Mars also aspects your 8th house of fears and hidden consequences, you may find yourself grappling with deep-seated anxieties or fears, making it harder to maintain emotional stability. The key to handling this is to confront these fears head-on with courage and self-awareness, rather than letting them dominate your emotional state. In relationships, Mars's transit can cause friction, particularly with romantic partners and family members. Since Mars rules your 5th house of love and children and aspecting your 7th house of partnerships, its movement into your 1st house can create tension in these areas. While there is potential for enjoyable romantic interactions, you must be cautious about becoming overly controlling or demanding in your relationships. This transit may highlight issues of authority and dominance, which, if left unchecked, could lead to power struggles within your relationships. It is essential for you to maintain open and healthy communication with your partners, avoiding misunderstandings that could escalate into larger conflicts. Respecting each other's boundaries and personal space will be crucial during this time, as too many restrictions or demands could lead to arguments that are difficult to resolve. On the family front, your relationships with children may become more strained, especially if there is a lack of mutual understanding. Spending quality time with them to foster better communication and deeper connections is recommended. The health implications of this transit are also significant. Mars in Cancer can trigger issues related to blood pressure, inflammation, and overall emotional health. You should be particularly careful about your physical and mental health during this time, as the emotional stress from professional and personal matters could exacerbate these conditions. Blood-related problems and heightened stress levels are common, and there is a tendency for you to become irritable or aggressive over minor issues, leading to unnecessary emotional conflict with loved ones. Maintaining a balanced lifestyle, focusing on stress management, and practicing relaxation techniques such as meditation or yoga can help alleviate the negative effects of this transit. It is also essential for you to monitor your diet and exercise regularly to keep your physical health in check. Financially, Mars's influence is mixed during this transit. While there is the potential for career success and financial gains, Mars's debilitated state means there is also a risk of unexpected expenses and financial instability. The effect of Papa Yoga on your 2nd house, which governs accumulated wealth and family finances, suggests that you may face difficulties in saving or managing your finances effectively. Sudden expenditures, especially related to family matters, could strain your financial resources. This is not an ideal time for risky investments or large purchases, as the outcomes are unlikely to be favorable. You should focus on conserving your resources, avoiding unnecessary spending, and being mindful of your financial decisions. Conflicts within your family, particularly related to financial issues, could arise, so it is essential to approach these matters with diplomacy and tact. Mars's aspect on your 8th house during this transit may bring sudden changes or challenges, especially concerning shared resources or inheritances. While these challenges may create stress, they also provide an opportunity for spiritual growth. The 8th house governs transformation, and Mars's influence here can push you to confront your deepest fears and insecurities, allowing you to emerge stronger and more resilient. This period also calls for cultivating inner courage and emotional resilience. Meditation, spiritual practices, or seeking guidance from mentors may help you manage the emotional ups and downs of this transit. Overall, Mars's transit through Cancer brings a mix of challenges and opportunities for you. While there may be professional success and financial gains, these come with emotional and interpersonal challenges that require careful handling. By staying mindful of your behavior, avoiding impulsive decisions, and focusing on emotional balance, you can navigate this period with grace, ultimately emerging stronger and more self-aware. For Leo, the transit of Mars through Cancer brings a complex set of challenges and opportunities, especially as it impacts your 12th house of losses, expenses, and isolation. Mars governs your 4th and 9th houses, and this transit can deeply affect both your domestic and spiritual aspects of life. The 4th house represents home, mother, and emotional stability, while the 9th house governs long journeys, belief systems, and luck. Mars' placement in the 12th house of foreign lands, isolation, and expenses suggests a period of internal and external conflict. One of the most prominent themes of this transit is the likelihood of conflicts and tensions within your home, particularly with your mother. Mars in Cancer may weaken emotional bonds, especially if underlying issues have been ignored. You might find yourself at odds with your family, possibly due to differing belief systems or personal philosophies. As Mars is debilitated in Cancer, its usual assertive and aggressive energy may be channeled in a less productive manner, leading to disagreements that escalate quickly if not handled with care. This period requires patience and diplomacy to avoid long-lasting damage to family relationships. Financial matters are also likely to be a source of concern during this period. Mars in the 12th house often leads to unexpected expenses, particularly related to health, travel, or legal matters. You may feel the strain of financial losses, possibly due to healthcare expenses for your mother or other family members. The 9th house's influence on this transit suggests that spiritual pursuits or travel could also be costly. Impulsive spending or risky investments should be avoided, as they are likely to result in financial strain. This period calls for financial prudence and a focus on maintaining a balanced budget. Professionally, if you work in foreign countries or in roles involving travel, you may find this transit particularly challenging. The 12th house also governs hidden enemies, and Mars here suggests potential conflicts at work, particularly with colleagues or competitors. You should be cautious in how you handle professional relationships, as tensions could escalate. There is a possibility of feeling blocked or restricted in your career growth, particularly with Saturn's aspect on your 1st house, amplifying the sense of being stuck or frustrated. This could lead to delays in achieving your personal goals or advancement in your career. Health is another key area of concern during this transit. Mars rules over physical vitality and energy, but when debilitated in Cancer and placed in the 12th house, it can lead to low energy levels, lethargy, and a lack of motivation. You should take extra care of your health, especially avoiding stress and emotional burdens that could manifest as physical ailments. There may be issues related to blood disorders, eye problems, or injuries caused by accidents. Regular health checkups and cautious behavior are essential to avoid complications. This transit also impacts your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, as Mars aspects the 7th house from the 12th. This aspect can cause sudden and unexpected changes in your relationships, both personal and professional. For some, this could mean a breakup or a significant shift in a relationship, such as moving in together or getting engaged. In business, there could be sudden shifts in partnerships or collaborations, which could either help or harm your professional pursuits depending on how these changes are navigated. The key here is to remain adaptable and open to transformation, as resisting change may only intensify the challenges brought by this transit. Travel, both domestic and international, could also be disrupted during this time. Mars' influence over your 9th house, which governs long-distance journeys, indicates that you may face delays or obstacles related to your travel plans. Legal issues or problems with documentation could arise, causing frustration and potentially significant financial losses. This transit may also test your faith and belief systems, as the 9th house's connection to spirituality and philosophy comes under pressure. There is a risk of feeling disconnected from your higher purpose or questioning long-held beliefs. It is essential to approach these spiritual crises with a practical mindset, focusing on self-reflection and personal growth rather than getting emotionally carried away. One of the more positive aspects of this transit is the opportunity for you to pursue higher education abroad. Mars in the 12th house can indicate relocation or settling in foreign lands, and if you are looking to further your studies or professional skills, you may find this to be a fruitful period for such endeavors. However, the cost of such pursuits could be high, and financial planning will be crucial to avoid unnecessary strain. Mars aspect on your 6th house, which governs health and daily work, could lead to anxiety about your physical well-being. Some of you may choose to adopt healthier lifestyles, such as incorporating regular exercise or dietary changes, to maintain physical and mental balance. However, there may also be a tendency to overexert yourself, leading to burnout or health complications. Moderation and balance are key during this transit. Overall, Mars transit through Cancer in your 12th house is a period marked by internal struggles, conflicts at home, and challenges in your professional life. Financial strain, health issues, and relationship tensions are likely to arise, and it is essential to approach these challenges with caution, patience, and a pragmatic outlook. Avoiding impulsive decisions, especially in financial matters, and focusing on maintaining balance in all areas of life will help mitigate the more difficult aspects of this transit. This is a time for you to reflect on your personal and professional goals, reassess your belief systems, and work on strengthening your emotional resilience in the face of adversity. For Virgo, Mars's transit through Cancer brings a mix of opportunities, challenges, and emotional upheavals, particularly with respect to career, finances, relationships, and mental health. As Mars governs the 3rd house of courage and the 8th house of transformations, its transit through the 11th house of gains, social networks, and ambitions amplifies the significance of personal and professional achievements. However, due to Mars being debilitated in Cancer, the benefits may come with extra effort and unforeseen obstacles. Mars's transit in the 11th house can trigger tensions with authority figures, especially one's father or other influential individuals in life. This period may bring unexpected changes in your public image, and similar transformations may affect your father. These changes could lead to misunderstandings or clashes, particularly around expectations and responsibilities. It's essential to remain patient and avoid confrontational behavior, as this transit may also result in strained relationships with in-laws or siblings, potentially causing emotional distance. Career-wise, difficulties may arise when dealing with government authorities or corporate hierarchies. However, with determination and perseverance, you can navigate these challenges successfully. This is a time to practice diplomacy and self-control, especially in professional environments where minor conflicts could escalate into larger issues. Mars's influence on the 11th house can still bring good financial outcomes, though these gains may require extra effort and patience. Debilitated Mars has a soft and malefic impact, which means that while income-related issues may arise, they won't be as severe as they would be if Mars were stronger in Cancer. Sudden gains could come from unexpected sources, such as inheritance, letting out property, or benefits linked to your spouse's or in-laws' wealth. Though these windfalls are promising, avoid over-reliance on quick success and focus on long-term financial planning. Despite the possibility of increased income, saving money may be a struggle. Financial losses can creep in due to impulsive decisions or unexpected expenses, especially related to health or home maintenance. Be cautious with how you manage your money, and resist the urge to splurge on unnecessary purchases. Keeping a clear financial plan can help you avoid the pitfalls of this transit. Your social circle will undergo changes during this transit. Colleagues, especially male coworkers, might offer support during times of crisis, but there could also be moments of conflict or misunderstanding. Be mindful of your speech, as Mars rules the 3rd house of communication. Harsh or impulsive words, particularly with siblings, may lead to lasting damage in those relationships. It's advisable to choose your words carefully and practice patience, as any lingering resentment could create emotional distance. This period may bring unexpected issues, such as last-minute problems or changes in plans. Mars's association with the 8th house can manifest sudden, disruptive events, leaving you feeling frustrated or blindsided. Trust your gut if something feels off, and be prepared with backup plans. A sense of impatience and impulsiveness could cloud your judgment, so ensure you approach all major decisions with a clear mind and plenty of foresight. On a more positive note, this transit is favorable for romance and physical intimacy. If you're in a committed relationship, this could be a time to reignite the spark and enjoy deeper emotional and physical connections with your partner. The influence of the 11th house means that despite potential conflicts arising from possessiveness or overdominance, you can still bond with your partner and strengthen your relationship. For single Virgos, there's a chance of finding a new romantic interest during this time. However, before committing to someone new, be sure to address any lingering emotional baggage from past relationships. Mars's transit through Cancer may stir restlessness in your mind, leading to excessive desire and emotional exhaustion. You might find yourself constantly wanting more, which can result in frustration when your desires aren't immediately fulfilled. This mental strain could trigger issues like depression or anxiety, especially if you feel your efforts aren't leading to the outcomes you expected. It's important to stay mindful of your mental health and avoid falling into harmful coping mechanisms such as overindulgence in alcohol, smoking, or other escapist activities. To maintain mental clarity, practice self-discipline and stay productive. An effective way to counter feelings of futility is to track your daily activities and set realistic goals. This will help you see tangible progress and prevent you from feeling like you're wasting time. Meditation, mindfulness, or engaging in spiritual practices can also help you regain emotional balance and keep negativity at bay. Mars's 8th aspect on the 6th house of health and daily routines may prompt changes in your exercise regimen or diet. This could be a positive influence if you've been meaning to adopt healthier habits, but be prepared for the extra effort required to maintain these changes. On the other hand, be cautious about potential health concerns, especially regarding the leg areas, which could be vulnerable to injury. Make sure to address any lingering health issues promptly and avoid neglecting self-care during this busy period. The 8th aspect also signifies debt and legal matters. While you may feel a strong urge to quickly clear debts or resolve disputes, remember that financial freedom and stability require consistent, long-term efforts. Avoid shortcuts or hasty decisions, as they could backfire, leaving you feeling overwhelmed. Overall, Mars's transit through Cancer for Virgo individuals brings a period of ups and downs, particularly in the areas of career, finances, relationships, and mental health. While this transit offers opportunities for gains, particularly through unexpected sources, the challenges require careful management of emotions, finances, and social dynamics. Be mindful of your communication, especially with siblings and colleagues, and avoid impulsive decisions. Focus on self-discipline, health, and mental well-being to navigate this period successfully. By staying grounded and patient, you can turn potential challenges into opportunities for growth and transformation. For Libra, Mars transiting through Cancer, a sign where it is debilitated, brings significant challenges. Mars governs your 2nd house of family, finances, and speech, as well as your 7th house of marriage, partnerships, and legal matters. During this transit, it will move into your 10th house of career, authority, and public image. This transit poses a mixed bag of opportunities and challenges, particularly in your relationships, career, and finances. The debilitated Mars in Cancer indicates potential struggles in relationships and family matters. You may experience increased tension in your personal life. Since Mars rules both your 2nd house of family and your 7th house of marriage, its debilitation can lead to disharmony and discontent in both marital and familial relationships. It's essential to manage your expectations and avoid aggressive behavior, particularly with your spouse and family members. This period may also bring health concerns for both your spouse and father, so it's advisable to remain vigilant and take precautions. Significant changes within your family dynamic, including possible financial strain, may require careful management of resources. While Mars placement in your 10th house offers some positive outcomes in your career, this transit may also bring underlying frustrations. Mars gains directional strength in the 10th house, meaning that your hard work will likely be recognized, and you may experience a rise in your professional standing. If you're in an entrepreneurial role, your quick and efficient work style could attract clients, leading to business gains. However, despite your career progress, you might still feel a lingering sense of dissatisfaction or frustration, particularly related to the pace of advancement. You may feel like you're not progressing as quickly as your peers, leading to envy or self-doubt, especially if you perceive others with less experience or skill overtaking you in your professional climb. Avoiding ego clashes at the workplace is crucial, as Mars can instigate impulsiveness and conflicts with authority figures. You must navigate workplace relationships with diplomacy, particularly if you feel undervalued or overlooked for promotions. Maintaining a balanced attitude is key to leveraging the benefits of this transit without succumbing to feelings of frustration or resentment. Mars' rule over your 2nd house of finances suggests potential challenges in managing money during this transit. The influence of Papa Karthari Yoga on your 11th house, which governs gains and friendships, could lead to financial difficulties. Expected profits from business ventures or investments may not materialize, causing a sense of frustration. You should avoid risky financial dealings, especially lending money to friends or acquaintances, as it may not be easily recovered. Financial strain may be exacerbated by family responsibilities or health-related expenses, particularly concerning your spouse or father. Careful financial planning and avoiding impulsive spending will be crucial during this period. One of the major challenges you may face during this transit will be balancing your personal and professional lives. Mars' presence in your 10th house may bring an increased workload and more responsibilities at work, leading to less time available for personal matters. The stress of managing both work and family life can result in a sense of disharmony at home. It is important for you to consciously carve out time for your loved ones to prevent relationships from deteriorating. Mars' 4th aspect on your 1st house of self and its 8th aspect on your 5th house of creativity, children, and self-expression suggest a passive-aggressive tendency, especially when dealing with frustrations. This may manifest in withholding feelings or withdrawing from others as a way to express dissatisfaction. Known for your diplomacy, you should be careful not to let frustration build up to the point of passive-aggressive behavior, particularly with your children and spouse. Finding healthy ways to express dissatisfaction will be crucial in maintaining harmony in your relationships. Mars' aspect on your 4th house of home, property, and domestic life during this transit may bring about changes or improvements in your domestic matters. You might feel compelled to make home improvements, such as renovations or repairs, but these projects could strain your finances. Although Mars is debilitated and lacks the forcefulness it usually exerts, There could be a sense of contentment in your home life as improvements are made, possibly through external help such as contractors or managers. While Mars' aspect on your 5th house can dampen creative energy and motivation, the presence of Saturn in the same house, which is your Yogacaraka, can help offset this by encouraging perseverance and focusing your intellectual or creative pursuits. Although you may face challenges in self-expression, particularly around asserting your needs and desires, Saturn's stabilizing influence can lead to creative breakthroughs. This period may encourage you to delve deeper into emotional or intellectual projects, infusing them with a sense of passion and depth. Mars transit through your 10th house may also lead to professional conflicts or misunderstandings with superiors or authority figures. You may feel that your contributions at work are not being appreciated, leading to feelings of frustration or demotivation. It is crucial to remain patient and avoid making impulsive decisions regarding your career or professional relationships. While it may feel like progress is slow or stagnant, it's essential to remember that this is a temporary phase, and continued effort will eventually yield rewards. Overall, Mars transiting through Cancer for you brings a period of mixed results. While career growth and increased recognition are likely, frustrations related to family, finances, and relationships may persist. Maintaining a balanced approach and avoiding impulsive actions will be crucial for navigating the challenges of this transit. By focusing on diplomacy, patience, and hard work, you can mitigate the negative effects of this transit while capitalizing on its potential benefits. For Scorpio, the transit of Mars into Cancer holds significant implications, as Mars rules your 1st house of self, personality, and health, as well as your 6th house of debts, diseases, and rivals. This combination brings focus to health concerns and possible disruptions in your personal and professional life. The 9th house, where Mars will be transiting, represents higher education, long-distance travel, spirituality, and your teachers or mentors. As Mars becomes debilitated in Cancer, these areas of life are likely to experience some tension, especially due to Mars' influence on health, travel, and relationships. With Mars ruling both your 1st and 6th houses, health becomes a central concern. The 1st house governs your vitality and overall health, while the 6th house is directly linked to illness and disease. This suggests that you need to be particularly cautious about your well-being during this period. The possibility of accidents, sudden health issues, or even surgery looms large due to Mars' challenging energy. The aspect of Rahu from Pisces on Mars suggests that you should take preventative health measures and avoid risky situations to protect yourself from sudden mishaps. The emotional toll brought by this transit can also manifest physically. Known for your intense emotional nature, you may struggle to balance your inner turbulence, which could result in stress-related health problems. The debilitation of Mars in Cancer points to emotional sensitivity being at an all-time high, meaning that health issues may arise from unresolved emotional tensions. Meditation, relaxation techniques, and stress management could prove beneficial during this challenging time. The transit of Mars in Cancer can strain relationships, especially with family members, in-laws, and father figures. As Mars moves through the 9th house, conflicts over beliefs, values, and ideologies may arise. This tension is particularly noticeable with father figures or mentors. You may find yourself arguing over small matters or clashing with authority figures over differences in perspectives. While these conflicts may seem minor, they can escalate if not handled with care. It is essential for you to remain patient and avoid letting impulsive emotions drive your actions. Mars' aspect on your 4th house, which governs home, mother, and domestic matters, suggests that sudden changes could occur within your family structure. Mars' 8th aspect is known for bringing transformation, and in this case, it could manifest as a shift in the health of your mother or maternal figure, or even significant changes in your home environment, such as relocation or renovation. You may also experience discomfort in your living situation, which could further contribute to emotional instability. Remaining calm and adaptive will be key to navigating these potential challenges. Professionally, this transit brings its own set of challenges. You may feel frustrated by obstacles at work, particularly due to the Papa Kurthari Yoga in your 10th house of career. This yoga can create a sense of restriction, delays, or power struggles in the professional sphere. You may find that despite your efforts, recognition and advancement are hard to come by during this period. Tensions with superiors or authority figures could also arise, leading to potential instability in your career. Mars transit through the 9th house and its aspect on the 3rd and 12th houses further amplifies the likelihood of long-distance or foreign travel related to work. However, these travels may prove to be exhausting and unfruitful, so it's advisable to avoid unnecessary trips. The 12th house's involvement points to potential expenses and losses associated with these travels. The emotional challenges you face during this time may make it difficult to connect with people from different cultures or backgrounds, adding to the sense of disconnection. Nevertheless, for those willing to focus on long-term goals and remain disciplined, there is potential for growth. While the professional environment may feel restrictive, you can use this time to refine your skills and build resilience. Patience and persistence are critical, as impulsive actions or frustrations at work could lead to further complications. Instead, prioritize strategic thinking and careful planning to overcome career-related obstacles. On a more spiritual level, this transit offers opportunities for growth, albeit through challenges. Mars' presence in the 9th house encourages you to explore new philosophies, beliefs, and spiritual practices. However, the process may not be easy. Being a Scorpio, you often struggle with change, especially when it involves deeply held beliefs or values. As you encounter new ideas or are forced to adapt to different perspectives, you may experience emotional agitation or confusion. Mars' aspect on the 12th house also points to isolation, spiritual growth, and a potential increase in expenses. You may feel drawn toward introspection and spiritual practices, particularly those that allow you to process emotional turmoil. This transit could lead to profound realizations about life, personal beliefs, and higher wisdom. However, the journey will require you to confront your internal struggles and let go of old patterns that no longer serve you. Overall, the transit of Mars through Cancer brings both challenges and opportunities for you. Health concerns, professional struggles, and emotional turbulence are likely to surface, but with patience and mindfulness, you can navigate these obstacles effectively. The key is to remain grounded, avoid impulsive decisions, and focus on long-term growth rather than immediate gratification. While the transit may feel overwhelming at times, it also offers the potential for transformation, both on a personal and spiritual level. By embracing the lessons this period offers, you can emerge stronger and more aligned with your true path. As a Sagittarius, you will experience significant changes during Mars' transit through Cancer, as the planet rules your 5th and 12th houses while moving into your 8th house. Mars governs the 5th house, associated with love, creativity, and children, as well as the 12th house of loss, expenses, and isolation. The 8th house represents sudden changes, transformation, and shared resources, indicating a period marked by upheavals and challenges, but also the potential for deep inner growth if handled properly. Your relationships, particularly with your partner, in-laws, or even your children, will be under strain. Mars' influence can trigger conflicts, especially over matters related to inheritance or shared resources. You may find yourself arguing with your partner over finances or misunderstandings that arise from impulsive or emotionally driven conversations. It is crucial for you and your partner to exercise patience and avoid letting emotional reactions escalate minor issues into major conflicts. This transit might also bring about a sense of loss in relationships, whether emotional or practical. Whether it's the end of a partnership or simply a growing distance between you and your partner, the need for introspection and calm communication becomes essential. Mars' debilitated position in Cancer will also affect your family dynamics, particularly with in-laws. Expect disagreements or tension regarding financial or ideological matters. This is not a good time to push for resolutions in sensitive areas like inheritance disputes or family investments, as emotional tensions are running high. Instead, focus on maintaining peace and giving your relationships the space to breathe. On the financial front, this transit may bring a sense of instability. You might face setbacks in your professional ventures, as past investments may not yield the expected profits during this period. The financial crunch could come from unexpected expenses or unfruitful ventures, adding to the stress of the situation. However, with the 8th house ruling shared resources and legacies, there may also be opportunities for sudden financial gains through inheritance or property. Mars' influence on speculative activities, such as stock market investments, suggests that this is not an ideal time for risky financial endeavors. You should avoid greed and the temptation to engage in high-stakes gambles, as the potential for loss outweighs any gains. Maintaining a cautious approach and focusing on long-term financial planning will help mitigate the negative impact of this transit. In your professional area, you will experience delays or obstacles, especially in ventures related to higher education, travel, or legal matters. With Mars and Ketu creating Papa Kurthari Yoga, the 9th house, which governs higher education, beliefs, and spirituality, is under pressure. Academic pursuits, long-distance travel plans, or legal matters may face hurdles, forcing you to reassess your goals and strategies. The 9th house's association with spirituality and faith suggests that this transit might also cause a crisis of faith or inner conflict regarding your long-held beliefs. Instead of embarking on new spiritual journeys or educational endeavors, this is a period for introspection and reaffirming your existing beliefs. Mars' 4th aspect on the 11th house may reignite your desire to connect with people, especially after a period of isolation or emotional withdrawal. However, this period is more suited to online interactions or connections made through social media rather than face-to-face interactions. Professional networks could play a significant role in providing emotional or financial support, but caution is advised in these interactions to avoid unnecessary conflicts or misunderstandings. Health-wise, you need to be vigilant, especially with Mars ruling your 12th house of isolation and loss. There may be a tendency to overindulge or develop unhealthy habits, such as addiction, to cope with the emotional intensity of this transit. Issues related to sleep disturbances or unsettling dreams could also arise, reflecting the emotional turmoil within. Mars' 8th house influence brings up deep-rooted fears and anxieties, often manifesting in cryptic dreams that leave you feeling unsettled. It's crucial to focus on your mental health and seek guidance if these emotional pressures become overwhelming. The 8th house also represents transformation, and despite the challenges, this transit offers an opportunity for profound personal growth. By facing these emotional and psychological hurdles, you can emerge from this period with a greater understanding of yourself and your inner strength. While Mars may bring frustration and confusion, especially regarding your direction in life or spiritual beliefs, the lessons learned during this transit will provide the foundation for future growth. Be prepared for sudden, unplanned life events that could significantly alter your path. Whether it's a job loss, a relationship ending, or an unexpected move, Mars transit through the 8th house often brings upheaval. These events may feel overwhelming, but they also present an opportunity for change and new beginnings. Embrace these shifts with an open mind, rather than resisting them, to make the transition smoother. Mars' 7th aspect on your 2nd house, ruling family, wealth, and values, could bring conflicts related to family finances or dynamics. Be mindful of how you communicate with family members, as misunderstandings or harsh words could lead to strained relationships. However, maintaining honesty and transparency will help navigate these challenges, allowing you to protect what is rightfully yours without causing unnecessary discord. Overall, Mars transit through Cancer in your 8th house is a time of emotional turbulence, but also an opportunity for deep transformation. Relationships, both personal and professional, will be tested, and financial challenges may arise. However, with patience, introspection, and a cautious approach, you can navigate this period successfully. By embracing the lessons of change and growth that this transit brings, you will emerge stronger and more resilient, ready to face the next phase of your journey. For Capricorn, Mars transit into Cancer brings significant implications. As Mars rules your 4th house of domestic happiness, home, and stability, and the 11th house of gains, fulfillment of desires, and social networks, this transit primarily affects your relationships, family dynamics, and professional life. When Mars transits the 7th house of partnerships and marriage, its influence can create both opportunities and challenges in personal and professional connections. This period requires you to carefully manage your relationships, emotions, and responsibilities. The most significant impact of this transit will be felt in your relationships, especially marital or long-term partnerships. Mars in the 7th house often stirs conflicts, and with its debilitation in Cancer, the expression of aggression or dominance can become subtle and passive-aggressive or occasionally surface in unexpected bursts. Your spouse or partner may adopt an aggressive stance, leading to tension and disagreements. It's important to avoid confrontations and practice patience, as there is a risk of aggravating conflicts to the point where they become difficult to resolve. Misunderstandings and dominance issues could arise from either party, but given Mars' weakened state in Cancer, these disputes are likely to simmer under the surface rather than explode openly. Focus on communication to ensure your emotions are expressed calmly and with clarity. This will help prevent tensions from escalating. Be cautious about starting new relationships during this period. Existing romantic or business partnerships require careful nurturing, and hasty decisions or reactions could lead to long-term damage. In severe cases, unresolved conflicts may escalate to the point of separation or even divorce if left unchecked. Cooperation and compromise will be key to weathering the storm during this transit. Mars transit through the 7th house can also bring health concerns, particularly related to stress or chronic issues flaring up. Since Mars rules your 4th house, which governs the physical body and home, health issues within your family, particularly concerning your mother, may arise. Be mindful of your own physical well-being and that of your loved ones. Issues related to the reproductive system, digestive health, or chronic ailments could surface, requiring medical attention. It's essential to maintain a balanced lifestyle and avoid stressful situations, as Mars' influence can exacerbate underlying health concerns. Legal disputes may also arise, particularly related to joint assets or partnership matters. Exercise caution when dealing with shared resources, whether in business or personal finances. Legal issues can emerge suddenly, especially related to inheritance or taxes. This is a time for careful financial planning and open discussions about joint responsibilities. Mars' 7th house transit also impacts your professional life. The 7th house represents partnerships and public interactions, and Mars' aspect on the 10th house of career and public image can create friction in the workplace. You may face challenges in your relationships with supervisors or colleagues, with potential power struggles where you or someone in authority exhibits controlling behavior. This could make your work environment tense, so be cautious not to react impulsively or emotionally. Mars in Cancer encourages a more introspective and emotional approach to problems, which may clash with your usual practical and methodical mindset. Progress in your professional endeavors during this period may feel slower or hampered by obstacles, and a job change might not bring the desired results. Patience will be crucial, and you should avoid making hasty career decisions. Mars' influence on the 11th house of gains and social networks can lead to disruptions in your financial growth and support systems. Friends, social networks, or professional contacts who were previously supportive may suddenly become less helpful or even unsupportive during this transit. This can lead to feelings of isolation, as you may feel let down by your peers or colleagues. Financially, you might struggle to gain the expected returns from investments, and it's advisable to avoid risky speculative activities such as stock market ventures. However, Mars' aspect on the 2nd house of family and wealth may provide an opportunity to focus on long-term financial planning. While immediate gains might be limited, there is a possibility for growth if you carefully manage your resources. Avoid impulsive decisions regarding family finances, as tensions within your home environment could further complicate matters. Mars, ruling the 4th house, influences your domestic life and relationship with your mother. During this transit, you may experience difficulties at home, with potential conflicts arising in family dynamics. The home environment could become stressful, with disputes or disagreements unsettling your domestic peace. Your relationship with your mother may also face strain, either due to health concerns or emotional tension. You might find yourself distanced from your home or homeland during this period, either due to work obligations or personal circumstances. Mars' influence could also bring emotional upheaval or a feeling of instability in your home. Focus on creating a peaceful and harmonious environment, as the emotional challenges brought by Mars in Cancer could make this a difficult time for family relations. Overall, Mars transit in Cancer through the 7th house brings challenges for you, particularly in relationships, both personal and professional. Conflicts may arise, especially with partners or spouses, and careful communication is essential to avoid damaging misunderstandings. Health issues and legal disputes are possible, as is tension in the workplace. Financial matters may also face strain, especially regarding joint finances or speculative ventures. Family life may be unsettled, with potential conflicts at home and with your mother. While this period is fraught with obstacles, you can manage the challenges by maintaining calm, focusing on communication, and avoiding impulsive decisions. For Aquarius, Mars transit through Cancer in the 6th house has significant implications, impacting your health, work, relationships, and public image. As Mars governs both your 3rd house of courage, communication, and siblings and your 10th house of career, status, and public life, this transit brings both opportunities and challenges. The energy of Mars in Cancer, its sign of debilitation, may cause frustration, particularly in matters of conflict resolution and daily work routines. You must navigate these challenges with patience and strategic planning to avoid exacerbating existing issues. Mars in the 6th house highlights the need for extra care regarding your health, both personal and that of close family members, particularly fathers or younger siblings. Health concerns may surface due to stress or overwork, as this placement brings increased responsibilities and a sense of constant duty. Mars' aggressive nature in this house, though debilitated, can lead to inflammation-related issues or chronic ailments resurfacing. Therefore, it's crucial for you to focus on maintaining a balanced lifestyle, ensuring adequate rest and a healthy diet to mitigate health risks. It is also advisable to be cautious while driving or traveling during this period, as accidents or mishaps may occur. On the interpersonal front, conflicts may arise with siblings or colleagues, especially in professional environments. Disagreements with coworkers or supervisors could escalate due to Mars' tendency to bring out a competitive or confrontational energy. You must exercise diplomacy and tact to avoid misunderstandings or legal issues with government authorities or in the workplace. If unresolved, these conflicts could result in long-term damage to relationships or career prospects. Despite the challenges, Mars in the 6th house can bring success on the professional front, especially for those of you in competitive fields or occupations that demand public interaction, such as law, medicine, consulting, or media. This transit may enhance your public recognition and reputation, but it comes at the cost of increased workload. Debilitated Mars struggles to maintain energy levels, so you may feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of work required during this period. Long hours, intense tasks, and constant demands for attention may lead to burnout if not managed properly. Prioritizing tasks and focusing on time management will be essential to avoid being bogged down by the pressure. While your professional workload increases, this transit also provides an opportunity to demonstrate resilience and dedication. Success can be achieved through persistence, especially in overcoming obstacles posed by rivals or competitors. Mars' influence in the 6th house enhances your ability to win legal battles, clear debts, or resolve workplace disputes. You may find that your hard work is recognized by superiors, leading to possible promotions or increased authority in your field. The Papa Krithari Yoga formed by this transit impacts your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. This may bring tension into your marital life or business partnerships, as misunderstandings or emotional distance create strain. The influence of Mars can cause arguments or dominance issues in relationships, where either you or your partner may feel overpowered or disregarded. For those of you in business partnerships, disagreements may arise over financial matters, leading to delays or potential strain on shared ventures. During this time, you should practice patience, avoid impulsive decisions, and strive to maintain open and calm communication with your partners. For personal relationships, this transit may test your emotional resilience. You could experience moments of doubt or frustration in your romantic relationships, with issues that have been simmering beneath the surface coming to the forefront. Addressing these challenges with compassion and understanding can help resolve conflicts before they escalate into more significant problems. However, if the relationship has been toxic or unbalanced, Mars may push for a final resolution, either through confrontation or dissolution. In such cases, it's essential to evaluate the relationship carefully and avoid making hasty decisions. Mars' aspect on the 9th and 12th houses during this transit also brings challenges related to travel, legal matters, and expenses. There may be sudden, unexpected travel, particularly related to health or spiritual pursuits. Some of you may embark on journeys seeking healing or self-discovery, while others could find themselves involved in legal disputes or confrontations with authority figures. Care should be taken in dealing with legal matters, as impulsive actions or miscommunications could result in prolonged legal battles. Financial strain is also a possibility during this transit, as Mars' influence in the 6th house can increase expenses related to health, travel, or family matters. It's essential to be cautious with investments or decisions involving shared assets, as unexpected costs or losses could arise. Proper financial planning and avoiding unnecessary risks will be key to navigating this period without significant setbacks. Mars' 8th aspect on your 1st house brings a focus on personal transformation, particularly concerning health and self-image. You may experience sudden changes in your physical health, which can be either positive or negative, depending on how Mars is positioned in your natal chart. This aspect urges you to take control of your physical well-being, addressing chronic issues or adopting new health routines to improve your vitality. This period may provoke deeper self-reflection, as you are pushed to confront emotional challenges or unresolved issues from the past. It's a time of inner growth, where your resilience and emotional strength are tested. Overall, Mars transit through Cancer in the 6th house is a period of intense challenges and growth for Aquarius. While health concerns, conflicts, and increased workloads may create stress, this transit also brings opportunities for professional success and personal transformation. By maintaining patience, focusing on clear communication, and taking proactive steps to manage health and finances, you can navigate this period effectively and emerge stronger. For Pisces, a range of significant influences will arise, spanning across personal, financial, professional, and spiritual dimensions during Mars transit through Cancer. Mars, governing both the 2nd house of wealth and family, as well as the 9th house of luck, spirituality, and higher learning, will be transiting the 5th house of creativity, love, children, and speculative activities. This placement, while offering some positive outcomes, brings various challenges due to Mars being debilitated in Cancer. Mars transit in the 5th house highlights emotional volatility, particularly in the area of relationships and creativity. This is not an ideal time to begin a new romantic relationship, as Mars' debilitated state may cause misunderstandings and ego clashes. For those already in committed partnerships, there may be challenges with your spouse, where minor issues could escalate into significant disputes. Pisces individuals may feel misunderstood by their partners, potentially leading to emotional distance if communication is not handled carefully. The 5th house also represents children, and you may notice increased stress in managing your children's behavior or feel anxiety over their growth and education. The emotional atmosphere at home could become tense, especially with Mars impacting the overall family environment. There is a tendency for aggressive communication, which could lead to conflict with family members. Children may be particularly vulnerable, as this transit suggests paying extra attention to their health and emotional well-being. The combination of the 5th house and Mars aspects on other critical houses will test your patience, particularly in personal relationships, making it essential to manage emotional reactions and avoid rash decisions. Mars rules your 2nd house of wealth, savings, and speech, and its debilitation in the 5th house indicates that financial stability may be affected. Pisces individuals might face challenges in managing savings during this period, as impulsive spending or unforeseen expenses may arise, especially related to children, education, or creative projects. The transit of Mars can cause fluctuations in speculative activities like the stock market or gambling, making it an inopportune time for taking unnecessary financial risks. If you have long-term investments, it's crucial to keep a close watch on them, as neglect could result in losses. Mars influence suggests that caution is needed in financial dealings, as poor judgment could lead to financial setbacks. Despite the financial instability, some opportunities for professional advancement are indicated. Mars will provide the determination and drive needed to succeed in your career, potentially leading to promotions or increased income through a salary raise. However, be cautious with your communication, especially with colleagues and superiors. Your assertiveness could come off as overbearing, leading to conflicts in the workplace. It is advisable to remain grounded and not let professional success inflate your ego, as this could sabotage the gains you've worked hard to achieve. Mars in the 5th house impacts your creativity and your ability to pursue your passions. While this transit brings a surge of energy and drive, the debilitated nature of Mars may cause frustrations in expressing your ideas clearly. Pisces individuals may feel blocked or unmotivated in creative endeavors, struggling to channel their energy productively. This can result in impatience or hasty decisions, so it is important to take a more measured approach to creative projects. The key here is perseverance. Even though you may not see immediate results, sticking with your projects can eventually lead to success, albeit through more effort than usual. For students and those pursuing higher education, Mars debilitation in the 5th house can cause distractions or difficulty in focusing on studies. You may feel an increased sense of competitiveness but lack the mental clarity to channel it effectively. Academic setbacks may occur if you become overwhelmed by these challenges, but with careful planning and focus, it is possible to overcome them. Be mindful of how stress and emotional turbulence affect your studies or creative pursuits. Health-related concerns are significant during this transit. Pisces individuals may experience digestive issues or stress-related health challenges, especially if they overextend themselves at work or neglect self-care routines. Emotional health is also at risk, as the combination of Mars' aggressive energy and the sensitive nature of Cancer may create feelings of anxiety or frustration. It is essential to maintain a balanced lifestyle, focusing on mental well-being through relaxation techniques such as meditation. Mars aspect on the 12th house, which governs spirituality, isolation, and foreign travel, suggests potential for spiritual growth, though it may come through challenging circumstances. This house also represents isolation and losses, so some Pisces individuals may feel drawn to spiritual retreats, secluded environments, or even experience sudden journeys that bring transformative insights. However, the transit could also bring unexpected financial or personal losses, which may initially feel destabilizing but can ultimately lead to deeper self-reflection and spiritual growth. Engaging in spiritual practices or delving into esoteric studies might help in understanding the more profound changes happening within. Overall, Mars transit through Cancer in the 5th house presents both challenges and opportunities for Pisces individuals. On one hand, it boosts professional success and income but requires caution in managing finances and relationships. Creativity and academic progress may feel stifled, but with persistence, long-term gains are possible. Emotional volatility, especially in personal relationships, can create conflict, necessitating patience and clear communication. Health and spiritual concerns are prominent, with a need to focus on well-being and avoid burnout. If Pisces individuals can channel their energy wisely and maintain balance, this transit, though fraught with difficulties, could lead to significant growth and transformation in various aspects of life. As we wrap up this transit episode, remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical zodiac. If you'd like more personalized predictions for their specific zodiac sign or have any questions about their astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If they found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more astrology insights. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so they never miss an update. Thank they once again for joining us, and we eagerly anticipate sharing more astrological wisdom with they in the future. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.